award-winning singer, rapper, actor, and model, Septimius the Great. Oh, that name holds so many meanings. But you know what else is great? My co-host, Christina Millsaps. Christina, how are you doing? I hear, college is in the wind, in the air for you.
Yes. Well, for me, many years down the road, I want to go back. But yes, I'm taking my daughter, my 18-year-old, to college in just a few weeks, actually in about a week. And so that's my first one. So my mama heart is already feeling a little bit sad about it. But, this is a big transition in life, and it's a transition for her, but everyone else too. So,
exactly. Well, you're just going to have to make sure that she downloads on Apple our next incredible artist, Septimius the Great, Grammy award-winning artist, actor. He does it all, fashion and so much. He's known predominantly for the electric dance music. I love that. Maybe that's going to be her style because she likes to dance. So you need to download this stuff.
The EDM. The EDM is what's hot right now. Right. Yes.
Exactly. So in the latest I Am Fashion 2.0, I love that 2.0 because, we're all in our fashion gear, but he is here in the flesh. And I'm so excited, returning as a special guest of mine on the show. And can you believe it? It's the first time we have locked eyes. Grammy Award winner, singer, artist, fashion, and also model. Did I forget to say that? Septimius the Great. How are you?
I'm doing great. I'm looking around like, who is she talking to? She's talking about me?
Yes, I am. It is so wonderful to finally see your handsome face. I know we've connected through years in the past, and to have you now on my brand new show, which is featured on YouTube. I'm so excited, Septimius, I got to tell you. So we are going to do this. First of all, congratulations for the Grammy Award winning recipient honor. You deserve it. You truly deserve it. I've been following you for some time, and now Christina, and of course her college daughter, she will be downloading you on Apple. I'm sure she will. But I love to take back who you are. And it goes back to how you were raised. Let's talk about the East Coast days when you were younger, but someone was very influential in your life when you were going through school. Would you care to share about that?
Sure. So I grew up in a single family home, my mom. So, she was a working mom, and we didn't really have that kind of close kind of relationship because, she was doing her thing and I was growing up. But I ran across a substitute teacher who later became my godfather. And he was someone who kind of like told me to, take off the blinders, dream, don't be afraid, don't live in someone else's eyes, just try and live life and find your way. And because of him, it actually made me a whole complete different person, because the people with in those circles back then are doing the same things, or if not worse, than I'm doing.
Yes. So when you went on to school and taking his advice and you went out to California, life changed for you because unfortunately you had some bad news. You suffered a major loss. And is that when Septimius had discovered the growth of your branding, your name, your whole culture, and so on? Was that correct?
I think I was still finding my way. I know that, my godfather told me that, you should go to college. And I was like, okay. He said, but do not go to college in Baltimore. Do not go to college on the East Coast. Dream of something where you want to go. And I was like, I'm 18 years old. I was like, I want to go to California. The whole nother part of America to me was like huge. So again, I applied for college. Didn't know it was a religious college, but still, okay. But, it was destined because I came from an environment where I went to an all religious college. It was predominantly white. It was like maybe 9 Black freshmen in the whole entire college for me. And I was with people who were like daughters and sons of the president of Coca-Cola and, and different kind of major corporations. I'm like, I'm just a guy from Baltimore, but okay. But it quickly opened my mind up into the world. Like there was people like, white, Black, Hispanic, Asian, like they were like all got together and they were all on a different mission that I'm used to living in Baltimore. And I don't think it started Septimius, but it actually did start me to think that the world was my playground and I can do whatever I dream of,
Mm.
whatever I think, whether it's good or bad, or if it was successful or fails, I could do that. So it did catapult that, because I didn't want to talk and I wasn't one who wanted to be in front of nothing. And, I wasn't one of those people who wanted to be in front of the camera. No, but it opened that world. Yeah.
Now,
Well, that
yeah, no, go ahead, Christina. Yes.
that is so amazing, because one of my questions that I think it's so impressive and inspiring that you have all of these things that you do, because there's not a whole lot of people that do all of these things well. So you've won a Grammy, you're a music artist, you're a model, you're an actor. Like, after college, like, which one of these avenues did you go down first? And how did it connect to all the other ones that you're so good at, all of them now?
Well, that's a good question. Yeah. So I think from college, they was like, you should model. And I was like, I'm not doing that. No, I'm not doing that. But I tried it and I liked it and I enjoyed it. So modeling got me into the arts part of it, like where you can become another person on a runway wearing clothes, because you invent yourself for that 30 seconds you're on stage. And that kind of transitioned my personality, and it kind of connected some of the dreams that I was having of, being someone. And then so the modeling was what started all. And then from there, back in 2010, I decided to reinvent myself and said, I want to be a music artist. And my friends were like, you're absolutely crazy. What are you talking about? You don't know anything about music. You've never been in the studio. You never wrote anything. You don't know anything. And I was like, but I want to do a song for a fashion show because I love house music, or what they call now EDM. But
Yes.
so the I Am Fashion, the first version of it, was my first song about a fashion show, because I was used to modeling and I wanted to put my own song for the fashion show. And it kind of catapulted from there, from doing a single to an EP to my first album, and now working on my second album. And then the music artistry was the next evolution. And now the acting is coming on top of it now. And it's just like, I just want to do anything. Just try it.
I am so proud of you, because I know it's been a lot of years since we spoke, and your background is just so intriguing to me. And I'm really intrigued how someone had $1 million and that went by so quick, Septimius.
Gail, you know way too much about me.
Yes, I do. Yes, I do. I do my homework.
Exactly.
I'm sitting here going, okay, $1,000. And then my husband's like, you better budget that. And then a million. Okay, you better get to talking, because
Yes, what is this all about?
So unfortunately, I got my first million. I got $1 million because my mom passed away when I was 18 in college. So I decided to stop. I went to well, there's two reasons why I stopped college. One was I was very good in college for biology and chemistry. So I was a dual major in biology and chemistry, but I didn't want to do that. So my third year in, I'm like, what am I doing? I don't want to do this. This is not what I really want to do. So I left. I was going to leave college anyway, but my mom passed away as well. So unfortunately, I had to leave from San Diego, go back to Baltimore, and then part of the the insurance and the inheritance, all that kind of stuff. I had my first $1 million, and I was a little urban kid, my mom just knew how to set it up properly. So I had $1 million, but I was 18 years old. So when I tell you stupid things, I was doing things like, it was me and my homies in the neighborhood. I bought everybody gold chains. I bought my sister a car. I bought, I'm flying people in from California who never seen snow to Baltimore. It was just crazy stuff.
That's amazing. Now they still better be friends, because see, when you give that, they can still claim it and say, now he's a Grammy Award winner.
Right.
I'm gonna look this up. See, they got that. Well, from your musical influences, we're talking about the late, great, iconic Prince. And of course, Sheila E. is getting her star on the Hall of Fame. So that is amazing. The Walk of Fame, rather. Lady Gaga, I remember seeing her in concert. And did you try to connect with her at some point in time, or through your influentials? And if so, what would that project look like today? And who else would you like to have sharing the limelight with you that you would love to work with in the music industry?
That's a great question, because when I decided to be a music artist, one, I wanted a name that meant something, which is Septimius. Then I was more of a visual creator, and music was just something I just wanted to do with it. But I wanted to connect all the dots, the fashion, the music, because I came from the modeling world. And then, I wanted to be remembered and I wanted to be unique. So at the time that I was doing researching it, Lady Gaga was just like complete left field. And I've always had admiration for people like Prince, Madonna, Michael Jackson, because they were just like completely different. You could not copy them. So I started off in my career and creating something that no one can copy. And it had to be something that there's only one.
Exactly.
Yeah. So
Exactly.
I remember someone saying, well, you should reach out to Lady Gaga if you want to blah, 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 blah. And I was like, I said, well, how do you do that? And it was like, well, contact the management, blah, 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 blah. So I contacted the management and I said, hey, I don't really want to meet Lady Gaga. That's not what I'm calling for. I just
He
want to
must have
know.
fell off his seat when you said that. What?
That's bold. That's bold.
Exactly. I said, I just want to know what makes her successful. So they were saying, when she was Stephanieing, she was in clubs. No one would pay attention to her. She had a pretty good voice, but she was just unknown. But until she got with a team that made her completely unique, sonically, visually, and performance-wise, like just complete uniqueness. That's how she found her space. And I was like, they said, so you have to have those three things. You have to look like something, sound like something, and be memorable. And I was like, oh, okay.
Wear meat. Wear meat.
You're right. Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Note to self, find a
memorable.
meat tuxedo.
Yes, you will. Yes,
And
you
I
will.
used to last month, she showed up in an egg. And she has a meat. What? But never forget her. You would never, whether you liked her or you didn't like her, it was always memorable. And that stuck in my mind. Yeah.
I will tell you, one of her producers back in the day, he came on my show, and it was when she was first starting out. But when I had seen her later, when she had, all the hits, what was it? I'm trying to think of the place in Massachusetts that we had gone to, but you could stand in the back of the theater, and she did not use a mic.
Oh.
And I was blown away. And I met one of her dancers out in the hallway by accident when I was going to the ladies' room. And I was like, I know you're one of her dancers, because they had just rushed up and they're trying to rush through. And he just gave me a quick hug and rushed off. But it was just so amazing because she was big on her parents. And your godfather did a lot for you. But we're going to switch gears a little bit, because we're going to talk about the acting, because from what I understand, you're in Severus Black Caesar TV series, and you traveled for this. You went across the waters for this one. So tell us a little bit about what that looks like, and which do you prefer? Because it's always nice to know when you switch, those different genres, if you will. What's been easier?
I would say for me, I started acting because they did reach out to me. I created the Septimius brand, and this guy who wrote a book, which is on Amazon right now, called Severus the Black Caesar. He said, hey, I wrote a book about the real Septimius. He said, you should check it out. I said, sure. Okay. I said, because I want to research and know as much as I can about the real Septimius Severus as possible. And since you wrote the book, that'd be great. He was like, oh, and have you ever done any acting? And I was like, I never say no, but I don't want to lie. And I said, oh no, I created Septimius. So I've been acting. So yes, I have been acting, and I do act. And
Wow.
he was like, well, I would love for you to be the lead, since you already created the brand. You should be the lead of the TV series. We're pitching it to HBO. And I said, I would love to. And I never thought about how hard it was going to be, or if I was unqualified for it. I was just confident in myself that I built the brand of Septimius the Great. His story is about Septimius the Great. Some of my lyrics and my songs always talk about the real Septimius the Great. I was like, I can do this. I can do this. And from that was my whole London connection. But it was like, I remember when we did our first teaser, because it's not out yet. We're still in pre-production. And now HBO is doing some collaboration with Discovery, and they're doing some merging, things like that. So it's a lot of projects on hold. But I did a couple of teasers on YouTube that you can see, where I had to do the speech of the Severus speech. And I was like, how am I going to pull off? But acting has been interesting me because I get to become someone else. And it was very interesting. And music was good. It was hard to me because I didn't know anything about it. So I did my quick life PhD in music to learn about copyrights and trademarks and contracts and blah, 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 other than just being in the studio making music. Acting is I would say is my new passion. And it seems a little easier. I think it's only because I have a little bit more knowledge when it comes to business of arts and entertainment. It's the same formula, just a different venue of it. So a different genre, as you said, as a different genre of it. But I love acting because, one, you get to keep doing it until you get it right.
Yes, I know that.
Okay, so
Mhm.
lots of takes, or were you just like, I got this the first day maybe? And then did you, I mean, it's incredible that you just got, they reached out to you and then you just get a lead role. And I mean, that's a quick study too. I would imagine you kind of got a PhD in that on set as well.
Yes, exactly. And it was kind of hard because I learned as an actor, unless you have creative control to be your character, if you don't have creative control, you got to do it exactly the way they want. I was lucky with this particular creator, Stephen Exeter in London. He was like, no, be yourself. If you want to change the lines, or if you feel something completely different, just be yourself. And it made it so much easier. Me being my first real gig as an actor, but it
Yes.
also gave me the talent to ad lib, to create personalities, to think beyond what I see in front of me or what words are telling me. So yeah,
I have to hold you up. I have to hold you up because sitting in this seat, as I have for so long, I've been invited to be in 4 films. And one of them was Academy Award winner Ernest Thompson on Golden Pond.
Oh yeah.
And yes. And so I'm sitting here going, I don't memorize. I can't even remember what I did the day before. How am I going to remember lines? And literally, we were out in New Hampshire, and it was very cold, and he had everybody there, and I'm sitting there going, whatever you do, don't freeze. And I'm trying to think of the lines. And I remember, just like you said, you have to have that creative outlet, which he gives to the actors, which I so loved and valued. Do you find that that's challenging? It's one thing when you have to remember your lyrics, and especially you're not in one genre holding, even when it comes to music. So how do you translate that and grasp it so that you can deliver exactly the words of the director and nail it?
But a good thing with me, because I'm a visual person, even when I'm reading, every word is like a visual.
Mhm.
And that's I don't go by the memory of the word, but just like the feeling and what I visually see. And it allows me to still create and deliver what's supposed to be delivered and what the meaning is, because visually I see it. Now my
Wow.
words might not be exact. Or if you say, okay,
Right.
take 1, take 2, do it exactly the same. Like, oh God, I don't know. I don't know what I said.
It's like, recapture that moment that you just did. I don't know what I just did. I picture it like paste and cut together. Oh, you were just amazing. I've got to ask you, what does it feel like to be a Grammy Award winner? And what were you thinking when they called your name?
It's the funniest story, because I didn't think about the Grammys at all, because it was actually a collaboration Grammy. It was a reggae artist by the name of Kabaka Pyramid out of Jamaica, who did an album for best reggae album called The Calling. Well, on that album was several songs that he had from different artists that he had collaborated with different producers put together. Had no idea. I didn't even know. I know Kabaka. I know some of the projects I did. I remember laying the lyrics back in 2017. Had no idea. So then when so I didn't even go to the Grammys, and I'm here in LA. So I didn't even go. I was just like, I said, oh, my boy Cab, congratulations, he won a Grammy, he won a Grammy. So I'm like, hey, cool. So I said, you know what? I didn't even listen to his album. Let me just pull it up and listen to it. I'm looking at it like, oh shit, man, that's me. That's me. That's my lyrics. I was like, oh my. So I'm like going on social media and contact. I'm like, oh my god. They said yes, you won a Grammy. Your song is on my Grammy album. And I was just like, what? Like,
You are, wow. Oh
I
my,
can't believe it. And it's because I have a knack for, working with different people. Like you said, different genres. I got stuff with heavy metal artists, my solo stuff, opera singers, R&B, anybody, rock music. But I do so much and I collaborate so much because they're relationships, not because I want to be rich and famous. They're just relationships. They're like, hey, dude, you should jump on the song. Sure, okay, what you need me to do? And I just do it. But then here it goes. 4 years later, I'm like, what? You won a Grammy for it? What are you talking about?
oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Oh my
Well,
goodness. Yeah.
it's so inspiring. I can see that you're definitely are a model for living in the moment. And when you kind of started out earlier in the interview and you were talking about your godfather and how he just really inspired you, motivated you, let you know you could dream. I read somewhere that you really want to inspire today's youth with your music and some of the messages and motivate them. So what exactly, like, how do you want to do that? Because even just listening to your story, I mean, I'm not the youth, but I'm just like, I can do anything. If Septimius can do it, I can do it. So like, how do you communicate that? And what message do you really want to send to the youth?
Well, the good thing is, because my focus wasn't to be in front of the camera or be rich and famous and be well known and things like that. I just wanted to enjoy being creative and showing people something different and educating them. So that was my main goal about the music. Now, whether it's music, fashion, I could run for mayor. Who I don't know, but
We'll vote for you.
I know,
Well, you
right?
heard it here first.
That's right.
The main thing is, because my main goal right now is to go after what they call the EGOT, which
Yeah.
is, yeah. So I want the Oscar, I want the Emmy, I want the the everything. Tone and the Grant, of course, the Grant. Well, I got the Grammy, but I think I want another one solo, just me. We'll see, right?
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
But what I want to do is I feel as though once I get all of those in all areas of arts and entertainment, that gives me the credibility and the knowledge and the respect in the industry to open up my own entertainment firm. And my entertainment firm will only be for up and coming people who just getting into it, whether they old or new, or they younger or older, who just wanted that chance and the avenue, because I have the experience of what I've done from nothing, not knowing anything, and then coming up into the different ranks and then being able to be rewarded and respected in all those areas. My ultimate goal is to have an entertainment company, and that's how I get my message over to the youth. Because right now I'm doing a lot of panel discussions also, and I talk to a lot of youths, but I can get ready to kick off a college and a high school and college tour about people who want to be in the arts and entertainment, but do not focus on what you see in music videos. No, because
Yeah.
music videos is only like a small portion of what you are supposed to be. It's the business that's going to keep you there. And I can sit here and make on my phone now, of course, technology, I can, put a song together, record it, put it out in iTunes, whatever, for $30. And yes, I'm a worldwide music artist, but recording artist, but that's only nowadays 10%. 90% is all business and marketing and promotions and your ego and your whole image and everything. And that's what I got to get out to everybody. I want to get out to the youth, because they think when they see, Beyonce, that she's, tearing the stage up and she's the best, she's the queen bee. She is in her lane, but her mind and her business and the machine behind her is what really makes her. You guys only see part of it, right?
Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I remember talking to your father, who was on this show it was over 5 years ago, talking to Matthew Knowles. And he was a white collar working at IBM and then taking off with the girls and launching their careers, very, very humble. But so are you. And I am extremely proud of you. I really, really am. And I know that there's going to be more great things that others who are viewing this can see. And of course, I know the time always comes up But I do want to give you the final word of where people can go to follow this Grammy award-winning artist who is just amazing actor, model, fashion, entertainer, Septimius the Great. Where can people also see you on the social media platform?
Yes, well, my social media platforms are pretty consistent. Everything is under Septimius the Great. So if you look up Septimius the Great, either by Google or go to my website, septimiusthegreat.com, you will find me on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, YouTube, you name it. Everything is under Septimius the Great.
That's awesome. And your music is also on Amazon, Spotify, and other platforms, Pandora.
Yes, Pandora. And I have a new single coming out on Tuesday, which is an Afrobeat collaboration with a Liberian artist and a Nigerian producer, and of course, me as the American. And that drops called Anything You Want, that drops on Tuesday.
Wonderful. My goodness. Do you sleep?
Yeah.
Everybody says that.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to have sweet dreams for you as we listen to your music. And of course, we are going to post it on Gail Scott Key's Entertainment Now with Christina Millsaps on our Facebook page as well. Septimius, I cannot believe we have finally seen each other face to face. Very handsome, so productive. And I'm so proud of you. Keep up the great work. I really love the message that you're sending to the youth. And this is the platform where you can see more of Septimius, because we're going to have the music as well. And of course, you have to come back and visit us.
That's right. You know it.
Yeah. Thank you so much. This really has been inspiring. Like, I feel really pumped now to go write some dreams and be like, I'm going to do it.
That's right.
She's probably going to enroll in college with her daughter, and her daughter's going to be mortified saying, Mom, no,
Hey,
those are
That's right. I can do it. I can get another degree. I can keep going.
You go, girl. Septimius the Great, it is always a pleasure. Thank you so much. And on behalf of myself and Christina Millsaps, thank you for taking this half hour to join us on YouTube. And remember to hit like and subscribe for Gail Scott Key's Entertainment Now with Christina Millsaps on YouTube. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Gail Scott Key.